Hello everyone. I'm Dora. Welcome back to Yuanda Self Media channel. This is our first episode video for after sales. We are going to use several videos to explain the BLT product and help our agents and clients commission the lift more easily. Today, we are going to introduce the BLT lift control system. What we use is the integrated lift controller. It has the driving features. 1. Advanced design, integrated control of various power and voltage level motors with synchronous and asynchronous integration. 2. Small size, obvious advantages in the same industry. 3. Advanced drive control algorithm. High precision vector control, perfect comfortable feeling. 4. Same and asynchronous unweighted start, perfectly realizing smooth and comfortable start of same and asynchronous elevators. 5. Encoder supports types. Ordinary AB type, collector open circuit. Push-pull output encoder. Incremental UVW type. Incremental sine-cosine type. Absolute value type, EN that interface, and other types of encoders. This is our lift control system. The integrated controller MPDK 176 receives signals and gives the running command. It can adjust the parameter with self-built buttons and can also be done by two types of operators. It communicates with the lobby operation panel and also the car top board. It will also connect with shaft devices like speed force changing device, terminal protection, etc. The car top board will further collect the signals and give the commands to car indicator, door drive, voice announcer, car operation board, leveling signals, and also the load detect device. Our integrated controller adopts high-performance vector drive technology and has powerful and user-friendly control functions. It adopts 3.7 kilowatts to 55 kilowatts. This is the main circuit of MPDK 176. RST is the input power, UVW is output power to the motor. If rated power is 3.7 kilowatts to 30 kilowatts. The integrated controller will be equipped with resistance to consume the generated power during braking or equipped with AFE to regenerate the power feedback to the power supply. If rated power is more than 30 kilowatts, it has to be specially equipped with a brake unit parallel with resistance. MDBUAir is the module name. MPDK 176 integrated lift controller contains a USB port, used for remote reprogramming of the motherboard and remote debugging. Beside is RS-232 port, it can be used for debugging, and also can be used for remote monitoring. The CN1 and CN9 are the input signals, which are switching value signal inputs. The input voltage is between 10 volts to 30 volts, and the input current limit is 5 milliamperes. For these input terminals, the parameter is defined from F5-01 to F5-24. CN9 also includes the REM analog differential input, which can be used for analog weighing devices. CN3 has a 24-volt DC input, which is the power supply of this full PCB. The second part of CN3 is the MOD communication port, which is for RS-485 differential signal, used for landing call and operation. The third part of CN3 is CAN communication port, which is for CAN bus differential signal, used for signal communication with car top board. CN2 is for high voltage detect terminals. Input voltage range is AC 110 volt plus or minus 15%, DC 110 volt plus or minus 25%. It is used for safety circuit and door safety circuit. The parameter is defined from F5-37 to F5-40. CN7 is the output for relay. NO relay output is up to 5 ampere, AC 250 volt. The related parameter defined from F5-26 to F5-31. CN4 is the second CAN communication port, mainly used for group control and duplex elevator. Now the CN4 also has a newly added MOD communication port, RS485 differential signal, which can be used for IoT and remote monitoring. This is the PG card, which is used to connect with an encoder. This card is attached to the motherboard through J12. The encoder what we use normally is sine-cosine type encoder. This is the car top board. It is used to help control the system and collect signals from the elevator car. It communicates with the system through CAN communication. It has 11 ways of optocoupler isolation, switch input with 24-volt DC, one-way analog input, 0 to 10-volt DC. 5 pairs of 10 ways relay output, one-way CAN communication with the motherboard, one-way MOD cabin display communication, 2 ways cabin operation port, and one-way cabin parameter adjusting port. CN2 includes 24-volt DC and connects with input power supply. It also includes a CAN communication port used for exchanging data with the motherboard. CN1 includes 24-volt DC and connects with the cabin display. It also includes a Modbus communication port for exchanging data with the cabin display. CN3 is the input port, P24 is the 24-volt DC power supply common terminal, which gives power to all digital inputs. X1 to X11 are digital input terminals. They are optocoupler isolated, unipolar inputs, and have an input impedance of 3.3K. X1, cabin door 1 opened in place. X2, cabin door 1 closed in place. X3, cabin door 1 light curtain. X4, overload signal input, 110%. X5, full load signal input, 100%. X6, light load signal. X7, leveling switch upper switch. X8, leveling switch lower switch. These 2 signals only used when advanced door opening and re-leveling. X9, cabin door 1 safety edge. X10, cabin safety window detect. X11, fireman running signal input. CN4 is the relay output terminals. Terminal drive capacity is 1 ampere, 30 volt DC. B1 BM, open door signal output. B2 BM, closed door signal output. B3 BM, force closed door 1 output. C1 CM, fire buzzer output. C2 CM, home lift sliding door electric lock output. C3 C3M, light output. D1 DM, up arrival signal. D2 DM, down arrival signal. E1 EM, audible and visual alarm. CN5 is also relay output terminals, drive capacity 3 ampere 250 volt AC or 1 ampere 30 volt DC. It used to control the cabin fan running. A1A 1M is NC terminals, B1A 1M is NO terminals. CN9 is also relay output terminals, drive capacity 3 ampere 250 volt AC or 1 ampere 30 volt DC. It used to control the cabin light on or off. A2A 2M is NC terminals, B2A 2M is NO terminals. CN6 is for analog weighing signal input. Input voltage range, 0 to 10 volt DC. CN7 and CN8 is used to connect with car operation board, CN7 used for front door, CN8 used for back door, or handicapped car operation panel. It is DB9 pin port. Next is the car operation board, used for receiving signals from car operation buttons. JP1 to JP16 is 1 to 16 floors button input. When have second cascading board, the second board JPN input, it will be 16 plus N. JP17 is the car door open input. JP18 is the car door close input. JP19 is for keeping door open for a long time input. JP20 is the VIP service input. JP21 is the lift attendant service input. JP22 is the cabin light input. JP23 is the cabin fan input. JP24 is the cabin alarm button input. For these connect port, there is 4 pin 2 and 3 are for signal input, pin 1 and 4 are for display output. Note, pin 1 and 2 is positive 24 volt DC, and there is a white spot to mark out the pin 1. This is the floor service control board. It is used for arrival lantern and arrival gong, and can also be used as a car top extension board. Once the dip switch S2 is set to 001, it is used for no display binary output. When S2 switch is set to 010, it is used for no display arrival lantern and arrival gong. When S2 switch is set to 111, it is used as a car top extension board. This is the group control board. It is used for several lifts connected together to realize the group control function, making the lift run in the most efficient way. This is the door open in advance board. It is used for UCM detection and also door open in advance, automatically shorting the door safety circuit. These are almost all devices for our lift control system. First we get to know these boards and their basic usage and functions. In the next episode, we are going to introduce how to realize their functions in detail. Thanks for watching. See you soon on BLT Elevator Self Media channel.